Hey guys, it's Miss Drynan again. We are starting on week 5 of our distance learning. Oh, we also have a special guest, Finn. This is my new puppy. Hopefully he won't be too distracted. But we are starting on week 5, and I'm going to go through the social studies must do number 1 and number 2 in this video. I'm just going to read through the readings and go over the questions. So hopefully it will make a little more sense to you guys, okay? All right, we're gonna start. So we have our vocab, our important vocabulary words. We have industry, a group of businesses that make a type of product or provide a type of service. Petroleum, natural oil. Industrialization, the development of industries in a country or region on a wide scale. Urban, in relating to or characteristics of a town or city. Urbanization, process of making an area urban. Okay, so these will be in our readings, our vocab words. All right, so this must do number 1 is about Texas gold. All right, so I'm going to read through our little reading, and I want you guys to follow along because after you have 5 questions about the reading, okay, and the answers come straight from the reading. So I want you to pay attention and follow along as I read, okay? All right. Texas gold. The railroad boom helped Texas grow. By 1900, Texas cities and industries were growing fast. Texas' biggest boom, however, was still to come. Black gold at Spindletop. The presence of natural oil or petroleum in Texas had been known for hundreds of years before Europeans arrived in the area. When Spanish conquistadors came to the area, they used the natural tar that forms when crude oil seeps to the surface to cover holes or cracks in their ships. The first oil wells were drilled in Nacogdoches County. Okay, so oil has been around for a long, long time. Okay, it wasn't, the Europeans didn't discover it, it was discovered way before then. Okay, they produced only small amounts of oil. At that time, demand for oil was low, and so was the price. So the oil field was not developed. Petio Higgins, who lived in Beaumont, owned a brick-making company. He wanted an even-burning fuel source for making bricks. Spindletop Hill was a salt dome south of Beaumont. Higgins believed that oil and gas could be found beneath salt domes. So he bought about half of Spindletop. Higgins began drilling for oil in 1893 in hopes of finding fuel source for making bricks. He was unsuccessful, so the oil field was not developed. In 1899, Petio Higgins hired Captain Anthony F. Lucas to help with finding oil at Spindletop. Their discovery at Spindletop helped drive industrialization and urbanization in Texas. January 10, 1901 was a day to remember. Lucas had drilled down 1,139 feet. Suddenly, with a sound like a cannon, mud shot out of the well. Next came a cloud of gas. Finally, oil, also called black gold, gushed out. The powerful gusher or flow of oil blasted high into the air. Texas oil fields. Lucas and Higgins' discovery at Spindletop was Texas's first major oil well. Their discovery would soon spur urbanization in Texas. In 1902, Spindletop alone produced more than 17 million barrels, or 94% of the state's total. Over the next 3 years, other major oil fields were developed in the area around Spindletop. They included Sour Lake, Batson, and Humble. Between 902 and 1910, drillers found oil in north central Texas, with spots at Brownwood, Petrolia, and Wichita Falls. In years that followed, many more wells were drilled. The oil business was booming. All right, so we're going to go down to our questions. So number 1 says, why did Petio Higgins buy Spindletop? All right, I remember reading about that. So if we go back, so it starts here, it says he lived in Beaumont and he owned a brick-making company. He wanted an even-burning fuel source for making bricks. Spindletop Hill was the salt dome south of Beaumont. Higgins believed that oil and gas could be found beneath salt domes, so he bought about half of Spindletop. Okay, I said the answer in there, so if you're listening, you should know that one. All right, number 2, what is black gold? Sorry. All right, black gold. I remember that one too. So let's just think about what we think black gold is. Anyway, so if they're looking for oil in and it's so important to them, so important they probably treat it like gold. What do you think black gold is? It's in our reading. It's in this last section down here. All right. Number 3, who made the discovery of oil in Texas? Okay, first part of that question. Remember, I talked about that at the very beginning. I stopped. So, was it the Europeans? Was it Portillo Higgins? Was it the Spanish conquistadors? All right, I want you to go back and read and see who discovered it first. And then the second part of that question is, where did they discover it? So, where was the first oil well drilled? Okay, that's number 3 and 4. And number 5, between 1902 and 1910, drillers found oil in which 3 North Texas cities? All right, so when you see dates, 1902 to 1910, that's important. Go back to your reading and find those dates, okay? Find the dates 1902 to 1910, and I bet you will find your answers of the 3 North Texas cities that drillers found oil, okay? All right, so that is must do number 1. You can pause the video so you can work on these questions. I'm going to go ahead and make my way over to must do number 2. All right, so this one is also about oil. The oil boom in Texas. We're going to read the selection. We're going to use the map to complete the map questions, and then you have a quick write article. Okay? All right, oil boom in Texas. The Lucas Gusher was big news. Thousands of people rushed to the region around Spindletop. Beaumont had a town of 9,000 people. In just a few months, the population grew to 50,000. Most newcomers were in the oil business. Some bought land and drilled for oil, others sold drilling equipment. Workers also moved to Beaumont to get jobs. Beaumont became a center of industrialization in Texas. There's a vocab word, industrialization. The newcomers ran drills or built pipelines to move the oil to refineries. An oil refinery is a factory that cleans and processes oil into products such as gasoline or kerosene. Many refineries were built along the Gulf Coast. From its ports there, Texas shipped oil to countries all over the world. By 1918, oil was flowing in Electra, Burke-Burnett, and other Texas cities. The development of the oil industry meant more jobs and money for Texans, and by 1928, Texas was the nation's leading oil producer. Wow, a lot happened, huh? Okay, so here is our map. I'm going to make this a little bigger for us so we can see what's going on. Okay, we're going to use this map to answer questions number 1 through 4. First, let's just look at our map, okay? Don't even look at the questions yet. Just analyze the map and think about the things that you see. So we have Texas down here, Oklahoma up here, our Red River that splits our country, 2 states. Okay, here's the cities that were important in the oil boom. So Electra, Burke-Burnett, Petrolia, Wichita Falls. All right. Down here we have, it says 5 miles. So for each of these little marks, that's 5 miles. So this whole thing, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so this whole thing represents 25 miles. We have our compass up here, north, south, east, west. Okay, so that's a little bit about the map. And now that we've seen it and looked at it, we can go to our questions. So it is 1918. Suppose you are a reporter in Wichita Falls writing an article about the oil boom in Texas. You visit 3 oil fields and the company's new horseless carriage, an automobile. Number 1 says, in which direction will you travel for Electra from Wichita Falls? Okay, you start in Wichita Falls. Okay, we're looking right here. We want direction. So we know that we're going to use our north, south, east, west. Okay, let's just start going north. Do we hit Electra? No. Let's go south. Do we hit Electra? No. What about east? Nope. West? Oh, well, kinda. So I would say it is between north and west. So I want you to come up with the answer of what direction do you think you're going to go? You're kind of going at a slant right there. So what direction would that be? Okay, number 2. Then you drive to Burke-Burnett. Which river is it near? So we're at Electra. We're driving to Burke-Burnett. All right, I want you to use your eyes and look around the map and you tell me what river Burkburnett is by. Okay, and then finally you visit Petrolia. About how far is it from Burkburnett? Okay, so we're at Burkburnett and we're traveling to Petrolia. What did I point out earlier that was measuring distance? We have our little thing right down here. So I want you to look at this. Remember, each of the little marks is about 5 miles. So I want you to estimate of how far Burkburnett is to Petrolia. And then in which direction will you drive? So if I'm going from Burkburnett to Petrolia, I'm kind of going down at a slant again. So it's going to be between two directions, and I want you to tell me what direction that would be. All right, so those questions will be used, or you'll use the map for those 4 questions. Okay, and then step 3 is a quick write. So I want you to write an article for the paper describing the oil boom in Texas. Include details about how it began and how it impacted life in Texas. Okay, so use your little article up here. Talk about where it started, what happened when it started. Do you think it was a good thing, the oil boom? Did it bring a lot of people to Texas? So discuss things like that. That is it for our social studies must do number 1 and must do number 2. If you have any further questions, you just ask any of your teachers. We are here to help you, and we miss you guys.